What's up, everybody? Thanks for coming back to our podcast. We finally figured out a name. We are now called Figuring Us Out. Me and Andrew, we talk about our mental health on this podcast and trying to figure out a good way to, maintain that health. Once again, we appreciate everyone who was listening last week or last month or whatever. We appreciate it, and we hope that you continue to listen to us and hopefully get something out of it this time. Um, Once again, we'd like to just remind you guys these are our opinions. We appreciate any feedback you guys have, but please note that we're not talking about anyone specific or you know any one person. This is just for information only. Take it as you will, and we just appreciate you guys listening to us. If you guys have any other feedback, let us know on Spotify or Apple Music or wherever you hear your podcasts. Let us know. We're glad to hear from y'all. Um, Andrew, how's it going, man? How you doing?
What's good? What's good? Hey, folks. Hope everyone's doing well. Maintaining. Just trying to maintain the life balance. So overall, things is smooth. Life is a roller coaster, but within the roller coaster ride, you feel me? We just learn to enjoy the ride and enjoy the process. So things is copacetic though. Things is cool,
Good,
and
good.
it's good to be be back. And hopefully y'all enjoy our title of the podcast. Please let us know if that's a too common title or we need something more unique. So keep the engagement and feedback coming along, y'all. We really appreciate it.
For sure, for sure. I think I think we have a pretty good name, but we can always change it in the near future. I think my wife was telling me that like it's figuring us out sounds like a couples podcast, but I was like, she's kind of right. But I tried to describe the podcast on like the description and stuff to make sure it's like it's two guys trying to figure out life together. You know, but yeah, I mean, first before we start on our topic, which is maintaining mental health, I wanted to talk about. I wanted to do a draft of the top three things you do when you feel mentally tired. And then Andrew, you can go first. And we can take turns. We can do you can do like three, two, one.
Three top things that I do when I feel mentally tired. Honestly, sometimes I may just take a nap.
Yeah, dude.
I do, I do work remote, and sometimes I will have moments where I can take a quick nap. As they say, those power naps can be very helpful. Having like a 15, 20 minute cat nap can feel like an hour nap.
Bro.
You don't feel too tired afterwards because sometimes, when I do take a nap, I don't like to take long naps because I just feel more tired than what I did before I even took a nap. So, um, another way I just like to go outside. I think getting some air is helpful for myself if I'm tired or just need that fresh air, the cold, the sun, whatever weather of the day it is. You just need to go out there or just open a window or something if I'm unable to go outside at the moment. Man, and the last one, I mean, really just socializing with the wife, if it's the wife or with friends and family. I think having that socializing conversation with folks can really wake up my mind, influence the mood. I'm like, all right, I got the energy to keep on pushing. And yeah, I think those are really the three top ways that I usually do. I usually do walks first, talk first, and then nap last. But yeah,
I
those is the top three. It can be interchangeable. It's not like in that order, but usually those are the top.
I got you. I got you. For me,
How
number
about
three.
yourself?
Yeah, for me, number three would be like um, going for a walk with my wife and my dog. Um, so it's definitely like I like walking.
Hmm.
It's sort of it tends to be a chore sometimes walking my dog, but sometimes when I'm like into it, when I'm like in the middle of it, it works pretty well. So walking my dog and my wife is also pretty good. Number two is um, like working out. Um,
Hmm.
that's number
Hmm.
two. Either just going to the gym, just bust out a 1 hour workout, and then go to the sauna afterwards. So that helps me
Hmm.
pretty makes me more tired, but not mentally tired. You know what I mean? Like
True.
it helps me unwind a little bit. And number one is playing tennis. I've like I said, I've recently gotten into tennis, and just being on the court, just not doing anything like super um, like mentally taxing. Sometimes tennis can be mentally taxing though, but when I'm there, when I'm playing the game, it's just fun. It's just fun. So those are my top three things. It's definitely something I try to do, not every day, but at least once, like a couple times a week, just so that
Hmm.
I can rest my mind and all that stuff. So it's good.
Hmm.
It's good. But yeah, well, I mean, just going into that a little bit more, maintaining your mental health. Like you said, your number three was napping. How long do you nap for usually?
It could, in a perfect world, I'll probably try to nap, what, possibly 20 minutes. I think 20 minutes will be a good, but realistically, at times it'd be like 20 minutes. It depends, like if I'm not working or anything, but like, 20 minutes can turn into an hour can turn into like 2 hours, and I'd be like, oh, damn, I really got to get up, bro. Like, cause I ain't gonna go to bed later, cause it's gonna just throw off my pattern. So I try to take short naps, um, but yeah, that's kind of the time that I do it in. When I do take short naps, I try not to get too comfortable too, though. So it's easier for me just to get up and go about my business of what I was doing prior before the nap, so I can just get that recharge. Um, but yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I feel you. Like the amount of times that I say that I'm just going to take a 30-minute lap just never happens, dude. It's either like an hour or hour and a half. And it's funny because so my wife, she works the night shift, and she comes home, she's really tired, and then I'm sort of waking up, but I'm still tired too. But like I already slept like 6, 7 hours. And she comes in, she's gonna go to sleep, and then I tend to like just like lay down and sleep too. And I'm like, okay, I'll wake up in like an hour, do some laundry or do something productive. And then I wake up, it's like 3 hours later. And I'm like, dude, this sucks so bad. But it's one of those things where it's like, you know what? I had a hard week. Who cares? But it's
yeah.
also like, I should have just like, put an alarm or something. But so when I was at UP, I was like a freshman workshop leader. And so one of the things they kind of ask you to teach the new college freshmen was how to nap, basically. And like you were saying was like you have to be uncomfortable. And like the one thing that like we were taught to tell them was like you can sit on your couch or like your couch or your desk chair or something, and then you should have some keys in your hand or something that's in your hand that will fall out, and then when you fall asleep, you tend to just like let go of the keys or your phone or whatever you have in your hand, and then that'll wake you up. And then they say
That's a
like
good
that's
idea.
the point of where like you've reached like relaxation, but not
Yeah.
to a point where you're gonna go into deep sleep, which you really shouldn't be going to deep sleep when you're napping. You're just kind of like trying to get recharged and stuff like that. So one of the things I've
Indeed.
learned when I was in college was like just you know nap 20 minutes. Don't nap like for an hour because in college you nap for 3 hours, man. You're gonna end up doing the night shift. You're gonna end
Yeah.
up like trying to finish your homework and stuff like that.
Yeah. Like I'm up. I can't go back to sleep. Damn
Yeah,
it. What I gotta do
for
now?
real, for reals, for reals. But yeah, I mean, so like for you, what do you think? What are the other things you do to kind of maintain your mental health?
Since the weather been getting a little bit nicer in Portland,
Mm-hmm.
I've been, well, I haven't went yet, but I do plan to go out golfing, go to the range. Um, I think golfing for me is good to because it's outdoors. It's and some golf course have good views. I'm a huge view person, so I always enjoy certain views, which is a very therapeutic for myself to maintain that mental health. In addition, sometimes I'd be going to the vineyards at times too. Wineries and things like that. Even I may drink some wine or something. If I'm a little tired or something, I may drink a little bit of wine and get in a little mood to
Yeah.
do productive things. I know it sounds like a hella bougie lifestyle. It's do golf and wine, right? It's like, but I'm trying to, I'm trying to m- make those spaces more colorful and diversified because it's those spaces historically always been, a very rich white demographics that do those kind of activities to really sustain their mental health. And it's just good to see in 2023 that those spaces is, getting more diversified. So I am that person to help diversify those spaces with myself and my friends that join because a majority of my friends are black and brown. When I say brown, it's like, Filipinos, Mexican, some Latinos, and even there's brown black folks. I mean, so it's like it's we make sure we take space in a good
Yep.
way. And at times that's kind of cool to help with the mental health as well. I think for me, just because just taking up space, socializing, taking up space is recharging, uh, in like a good way, and it's a cool social experiment. I get kind of get excited when social experiments. Oh, like let me try to do some. So I can just see what the reaction of society going to be or this environment. So it's kind of cool, and that too is a therapeutic method that I kind of just do and enjoy. Just you know, because we have to be comfortable
Mhm.
wherever we are. So it's nice to see how when we're comfortable in a space, how that space react to our comfortability.
Yep. Great. Great. I need to play golf with you sometime, even though I have no idea how to play the game, but I can hit the balls as as good as I can, I guess. But what kind of wine do you like to drink?
I'm a huge red wine person. I do enjoy Pinots, so Noir is my favorite
Mhm.
go-to type of wine. recently though, I have been getting into bubbles, like uh, bubbles and like champagne, sparkling wine.
Mhm.
Especially since I know the last time we've recorded, I think I just got back from Paris and things upon that, and we Paris is a very champagne type place, and I think ever since then, it's like, oh shit, champagne is
You like Aperol
pretty good.
spritz and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
it's not bad. It's not
It
bad. So
it's
those
pretty
are the
big out
kind of
there.
like though. Yeah, I was surprised to see how big like champagne and how
Mhm.
cheaper champagne is in Paris than it is in America. I'm like, damn
Mhm.
man, this shit much cheaper out here than it is in
It
America.
is.
Like, damn.
It is. They value their champagne over there and wine too, especially in
Yes,
Italy.
yes,
Like
yes.
it's crazy. The I'm not much of a wine drinker, but going to Italy, um, I've I've kind of learned like what types of red wines and white wines and all that stuff are in there or out there. I definitely still don't like wine, but it's I can taste the difference between like a good one and a bad one, or like
Yeah,
what makes it kind of different. So it's kind of cool to just learn about that stuff. And I mean, we'll probably have an episode about like traveling for like mental health, or like how it affects you mentally. But
oh
podcast for
yes,
another day. But
oh
it's
yes,
you're right.
oh
It's like
yes.
about like golfing, or just golf and wine with some friends and stuff like that, and being able to share sort of um, that space with the people that you care about, and people that just want to have fun and not be uh, like too competitive or whatever. Just just have fun, sip some
Yep.
wine and all that stuff. Are you on a cart when you're like doing 18 holes?
So yes, I do get carts. 'Cause I ain't trying to be walking too much. I mean, I like to walk. Ain't no discredit to walking, but it's like when each course is like 400 yards, and it's like I'm gonna need a cart, especially if I hit the ball and I can't see where my ball is at. I'm like, ah,
Yep.
damn, I lost the ball. I can't. I need a cart to like trying to find my ball
Yep.
compared to trying to walk everywhere to find my ball at times.
Yeah.
So it is helpful to get a cart, and it's very surprisingly like how cheaper going to a driving range is than going to Top Golf. Because a driving range do the same thing as Top Golf, but they don't have the whole bar scene. But I mean,
Yeah.
shit, some driving range have beverages that you can purchase,
Hmm.
and buying a bucket of balls is much cheaper than buying an hour at Top Golf.
Dude.
So I always kind of give that golfing secret to folks that because when I was younger, I always thought golf was only for the rich and very uh, expensive sport, which it is like an
Hmm.
expensive sport. But if you have the equipment though, after your equipment, playing the golf is
Hmm.
cheaper than Top Golf.
Yeah.
And since I've been golfing, I'm still an amateur. I got a lot to learn and still trying to get better. I only been golfing for like 2 years since 2020, so it's like I'm not one of those fat golfers that I'm like, oh, I've been golfing for 20 plus years. Maybe when I'm like 55, then I can say that. Still
Yeah.
got about 19 more years until 55 hit.
Yeah. No, I feel the same about tennis too, because tennis is a pretty like you definitely have to have some kind of money to be able to play tennis. But like you said, once you get the racket, you know, once you get some balls, you're good to go. You just have to find a court and just play. But definitely like the sports that we're talking about is definitely something like you have to have some sort of money to get the equipment. But other than that, once you get that, you're good to go. Which makes it a lot easier and more accessible to people.
Hmm.
Um, and like even for just playing basketball too. When we used to play basketball, when when I had some legs and stuff, you know, it was fun playing basketball because you just needed a ball and you got a court and you're good to go too. And basketball was like in college was like the thing for me because our dorm was like right next to the basketball court. And so like my roommates and I would just one time we after studying or something we'd like, hey, let's go play ball, and like we play ball for like 2 hours, and then that just it may sound like you get tired after 2 hours, but like for some reason it kind of just rejuvenates your mood to go studying again or something. Um, but yeah, I think that we sometimes just have to find that one thing that makes us go out, get some fresh air,
Hmm.
hang out, whether it's hanging out with friends or just doing it yourself. That probably is the best bet you have in trying to just
Hmm.
get away from the world, get away from just like work stuff or just anything physical that's going on. Just just being able to breathe that fresh air, especially out here in Oregon, we have pretty good quality of air when we don't have like those
And
fires,
wildfires and
wildfires.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's pretty good.
Yeah,
Um,
it is really good to just find an activity to relax you. I know for myself, I bought like used clubs, so it wasn't like I got a really cheap deal on a set of golf clubs. So I was like, oh shit, I got like two sets of golf clubs for $100, a male and female. So I'm like, oh shit, let me just get both. So that's really exposed me and motivated me to like, all right, I got some used clubs, but shit, I'm not an expert at it. So I mean, this is a good way to just learn. And when I do, you know, make some more cash and feel like I can invest more in golfing, then I probably will buy some new golf clubs. But I mean, shit, new golf clubs are expensive, so I'm content with the ones that I got.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
I've,
it is always good to have some kind of method to just relax yourself.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. I agree.
you
I
know,
agree.
people can't do it. People can go outside. You know, there's other ways like open a window or do something to get fresh air because you need fresh air. You can't just be cooped up inside your house or your car or inside a building for a long period of time. It's not really good for our health
Mhm.
overall. So hopefully this will encourage y'all out there in the world, you know what I'm saying, to go outside or do some kind of movement or just really reflect on how can you really sustain your mental and physical health? Because at the end of the day, it is a intersection between all of the the health overall. So
I agree. I agree. Um, the last thing I wanted to talk about was, daily tasks or a task that you do daily that kind of keep you sort of grounded for the day. What do you have it, that one thing that you do every day to keep you grounded?
I can be honest. I can be like, well, I'll just be honest, okay? This is not during the work week. I want to give
Yeah.
this disclaimer. So I'll give two options, okay? I'm gonna give two answers. During the work week, I usually, get up, make my bed. I really have to make my bed to
Yeah. That's good.
feel like that's part of my morning routine, like right, a daily task. So make my bed and make some coffee. We have like a French press and things upon that. So I just make coffee, and then if the weather is nice, I'll go on a walk, or I'll just do like a workout in the garage or in the backyard. Now, non-work. right? Non-work day, okay? I still make my bed, drink some coffee, but this time I may roll up something, like do like a wake and bake something, something like Wiz Khalifa and Snoop be doing and all of that, you feel me? To help me start the day and get the coffee going, feel me? Still have that same routine of like going, like still going on a walk or doing a workout or some kind of movement inside the garage or in the backyard. Those are just some of the tasks, some of my daily habits, I would
Mhm.
say that I would do in world. I'm being more vulnerable. I'm trying to expose some of more of my routines because I have a wide range of ways where I sustain the mental health because we go through a whole bunch as minorities in this world at the moment because in 2050 who knows who the minority gonna
Yeah,
be,
it's true.
but it's those are just some of the daily tasks in the morning at least that I do to really help with a foundation to get the day going.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah, no,
how about
I
you?
mean, like you said, like man, I wish I could fix my bed every day. Like I want to, but dude, when you work from home, like you work at 8, and at 7:50, you just get out of bed, turn your computer on, and you're good to go. And honestly, that's kind of like my routine since it's been like work from home. But like in terms of just like daily task, I started. I think your wife gave me a calendar, actually, a Salmon calendar for like
Hmm.
reading or remembering some Salmon words and stuff like that. So I've been reading
Yeah.
that every day because I use that calendar to like mark off the days that I've either worked out, played tennis, took my vitamins or whatever, and if I'm out of town. Because like one of the things that I figured was like, what did I do last year in 2022? Like, how is it that it's already done that I don't remember a single thing I did? Right. So like that calendar has kind of, it's one of those things where I mark out the days that I'm out of town or the days that I've worked out and all that stuff. So it's kind of helped me like think like, hey, yesterday you didn't work out. You should probably work out today. You know, and
Yes.
that kind of helps me, figure out like what I'm gonna do today, what I'm supposed or what I should do today, and then kind of what will make me happy on like what I need to do. It
Hmm.
just makes me feel more productive. But yeah, that's sort of the thing that's one thing that I try to keep as a daily task for me. Otherwise, I'm either just working out or walking my dog and all that stuff. So it's it definitely that's the one thing that kind of is a everyday task for me.
Yeah.
So
I was waiting on to hear if you included your dog in your daily task because I was like, there gotta be there
dude,
gotta be a daily task with that dog, man.
dude,
There gotta be a daily task with the
my
dog.
wife always reminds me, "Did you walk the dog?" And I'm like, "Yes, I did. I did." Even though I don't, sometimes I really don't want to because it's so cold outside or it's raining. But it's like I
Yeah.
have to, and it's also not just for me, but for my dog, so that he doesn't freaking like pee or poop somewhere he's not supposed to in the house. So it
Yeah.
kind of helps. So it's definitely a chore, but I like walking him once it gets to a point of like I'm here, I'm walking,
Hmm.
feels good, you know.
Hmm. Yeah, and it's good to have some kind of daily routine, daily habit. If it's, consistent, like during the work week or just on your off week, like off days. Because at the end of the day, humans, we are creatures of habits. And we always hear the 10,000 hours of, if you want to be an expert at something, you need 10,000 hours
Hmm.
of doing some practice. And that's really a daily task, daily habits can really help our mind and body get prepped for any situation with if it's work or just fun, but it's just good to just have and practice it though,
Hmm.
and without making excuses of why we can't. And it's funny too that you brought up not making the bed as often because you get up 10 minutes. I work, remote, but I really do feel I need to get up at least like probably an hour
Hmm.
before I work because it really helps me mentally just transition to like commuting to work, even though I just work from home and I have a house, so I gotta walk from one room to the other room. But doing so many movement within a house within that hour before work, it's very helpful with me to really get focused and zoned in
Hmm.
to like do some kind of work or productivity compared to like just getting up like 5 minutes or
Yeah.
so before my clock time.
Yeah.
I used to do that when COVID first happened. I was like, oh shit, we get to work remote. Da, da, da. Let me just get up a few. But then it's like, damn, this is not really sustainable
Hmm.
to me. It was cool when it first happened for like a first week or two, but then afterwards it's like, yeah, I really need to change spaces like compared to pulling my laptop out and while I'm in bed in my bedroom, it's like,
Hmm.
I'm bringing work into my room, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's hard to set those boundaries with that work life boundaries, but now that's kind of been helpful for myself is to really getting up, 30 minutes, an hour before I really have to clock in or get prepped for things, which give me time to make the bed, make some coffee, eat some breakfast if I'm in the mood to eat breakfast, or get some fresh air or something. But it's really funny because my wife, she rarely makes the bed because I'm always the one that's making the bed. So I feel she feel she don't have to, which she really don't. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. I can make the bed. It's just therapeutic for for myself
Hmm.
to make the bed, and even some of my college friends, like my college roommate, I was always more of a cleaner person than he was. He may say something different, but it's we both know the truth that I was more cleaner consistently than he was. Because he had other things that he had to do and things upon that, and I had to, but it's just I'm really I can't really work to my peak if I'm in a dirty ass environment.
Hmm.
I just can't. I lose focus and I get distracted so much. I don't know if I got ADHD or anything like that, but I know I just I get distracted very easily if stuff is not really clean around
I
me.
feel you.
So it's just helpful with a clean environment and those daily tasks is very helpful with me to just really maintain and sustain my just overall health.
Yep. Yep. I agree. I agree. The it just being able to, so two things, that we've kind of talked about today was like in terms of maintaining your health was find something that you like to do outside, or just something you like to do just to keep you, with either with if it's with family or friends, just to keep you, active, and also just that just helps you, breathe, you know, and just calm yourself down type thing. And the second thing is, have one daily task that you can do to keep yourself grounded throughout the day. Um, Again, like it's been definitely one of those things where you take something from a podcast, or just from two people talking. uh, I definitely try to do some things that we talk about. Like now I'm trying to figure out like what daily tasks, other things I can do, what are things I can do to like go outside and breathe the fresh air, or just, keep myself grounded and stuff like that. So definitely it'll definitely help with maintaining your mental health for sure. And with that, Andrew, take us out.
Preach icing too. What you just said, that's just like very true. So I hope y'all really enjoy just the convos that we just had. Also, really model what some of the things that we suggested. Again, practice make perfect. Continue to practice and model some routine that can help your mental health. And when you help your mental health, you're helping your physical health, your emotional health, your social health. There's so many intersections that you will be helping when you find a way to help ground yourself and reset yourself when you need it. So we look forward to hearing everyone's feedback on this episode. Our title again is figuring us out because it's really we are always figuring out ways to sustain our mental health, and we're just really sharing our ways to others to really help folks to really do the same because health is wealth, and we look forward to y'all to hearing the upcoming episodes. Thanks again for being here, listening, and continue to provide us feedback on how we're doing. And we look forward to hearing too how you are maintaining your health and maintaining your balance. So, Ison and Andrew is out. Until next time, world.